While doing some research for an upcoming video, I came across this chaotic sequence of events during the penultimate race of the 1989 season, the Autoworks 500 at Phoenix. The biggest thing that caught my eye was Sterling Marlin's car on fire right next to the track on pit exit, and no caution was thrown as they put out the fire and removed the vehicle. It's something you would never see today, and even for 1989, was pretty shocking. All this takes place in the span of about 4.5 minutes, and the sum of its parts almost created the perfect storm that could have rewritten NASCAR history. On lap 249, Alan Kulwicki, the previous year's Phoenix winner, pitted from the lead, which he inherited when Rusty Wallace made his final scheduled pit stop a few laps earlier. And then disaster struck as the jackman dropped the jack without the right rear tire secure, and everyone seemed oblivious to it other than the rear tire changer. After changing the left sides, they had to go back to the right side, jack the car up again, and finish securing the right rear tire. After all that, the 47+ second stop would drop him out of contention, and Kulwicki ended up 11th after leading the most laps. While ESPN was showing a replay of Kulwicki's stop, Sterling Marlin's right front was on fire due to a brake issue as he exited the pits. For whatever reason, he stopped it on the outside part of the acceleration lane, pretty much right next to the track in turn 1. As thick gray smoke poured out of the car, Sterling got out and walked across the acceleration lane. All of this while the race is still under green. The flagman was aware of the fire as he's shown constantly looking toward turn 1, but he doesn't throw the yellow. When the safety truck arrived on the scene, it was parked on the left side of the acceleration lane, mostly blocking it as cars exited the pits after making their final stops. As the crew attempted to extinguish the fire, Stanton Barrett's team backed his car up into the infield for his final stop. Phoenix didn't have enough pit stalls for all the cars, so the team had to pit the car in another area. Keep that in mind because it comes into play later. At this point, the fire from Sterling's car is out, but then Derek Cope has a flat tire and needs to pit. So far, this is one of the more chaotic pit cycles I've seen in quite a while. Oh, and now there's a tow truck along with the safety truck, which at least was moved, on the acceleration lane to remove Sterling's car. And yep, the race is still under green. That is, until Stanton Barrett made contact with new leader Rusty Wallace going into turn 1, turning the championship battle upside down as Rusty hit the wall. And with Sterling's car getting removed from the acceleration lane, it created a pretty dangerous situation as well, as Rusty's car came through out of control while 4 safety crew members were standing on the grass between the track and Sterling's car. Luckily, Rusty didn't come down any further than the apron of the track, but it could have been much worse had he gotten sideways earlier on the front stretch. So, let's break down why this entire sequence could have changed NASCAR history, besides the safety issue that could have been easily avoided. Rusty came into the race with over a 100-point margin over both Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin in the championship standings. As it was, he was likely going to extend that lead and head to Atlanta with the title all but wrapped up. However, the combination of no caution for Sterling's burning car and Stanton Barrett being in the wrong place at the wrong time, caused by a slower pit stop in the infield rather than on pit road, gave Earnhardt a much better opportunity to capture what would have been his 4th championship, which he eventually lost by just 12 points. With a championship in 1989, Earnhardt could have rewritten the record books with an unprecedented 8th championship in 1994.